Right then guys, Lambretta vlog time. I did the intro wrong before, so I've had to redo it. Sorry about that. And what we're going to say is, what I've been doing today is messing around with my dad's scooter. This is my dad's GP 200 that he bought from AF Race Speed, probably 6, 7, 8 years ago, I don't know. You'll have seen him riding around in it on some of the other vids. So anyway, it's now our kids. So what I've been doing is getting it running. I've now put a standard stage 4 Indian 200 barrel on, Italian head. The piston inside is actually a Wasner one, or Vosner standard piston, like a forged piston, like a decent quality one. So it's that 30mm Del Auto and TSR Evo pipe. So it's running, everything's up and running. Had it all going. I'll do a little vid of that now. What I'm about to do now is, as you can see, I've built it all back up just to get it running, but I've got no cowlings on or anything like that, and obviously the panels are all missing. But unfortunately, this exhaust stud is stripped. I've managed to get it tight enough to get it for what I need to do. The bottom one's fine, but the top one's actually stripped, so what I need to do is get a time cert put in there. Time cert is something I'm going to have to get someone else to do. That's where they drill it a bit bigger, put a bigger sleeve in that's threaded on the outside, screw that in, and then you can screw into that. But anyway, because it's been years and years, what I'm going to do is take it all back to pieces again. I'll leave top end on and intact, obviously. Take exhaust off. I'm going to take all the crankcase side off. Drain the oil, take crankcase side off. In doing so, it's going to give me a chance to look at the chain tension, things like that inside. The crankcase side hadn't been off this scooter in a lot of years. So what I'm going to do is strip it all back down. We'll have a look inside. So give us a minute. I'll get exhaust and that off. Right guys, exhaust's off, as you can see. This is the stud that we're on about. It's, I mean, it seems fairly well fixed in there now, but it ain't. So there's a drain plug there. So what I've got there is an old 2-stroke bottle. Just cut the side off so it doesn't go everywhere. Make sure you've got a lid on, obviously. And then drain the oil from the oil drain plug, which is there, using a, let's say, 8 or 10mm Allen key. As you can see from colour of that, if you've seen this engine oil when it goes in, it's like it looks like olive oil, you know, like cooking oil basically, but quite a little bit darker maybe. But that there, the fact that it's coming out black or deep grey, means that it's full of like really fine metal filings from the running of the engine over time. So we can swap that. So obviously you need to undo all these little bolts around the outside. You might find on yours that you've got studs that have got a nut on them. These are bolts that go into them. I think it was the Indian way of doing it was putting bolts in rather than studs in, then nuts on. But don't really make any difference as long as they're a decent contact. One thing to remember when you're taking the crankcase side off, where's me adjuster, is your clutch cable and lever and all that is attached to that cable, which is attached to the bike. So when you try and take that away, you're not going to be able to get that off it. So the top tip for this is, if you haven't seen it before, which I'm sure you probably all have, is if you get a spanner, put that on there to sort of relieve the pressure of the clutch so you can undo that cable. See how this goes live. Pull it all the way back like that. Try and keep hold, don't let this slip. And then there, round the back, you're releasing that absolutely caked up ferrule thing from the little lever. So now that crankcase side is independent from the rest of it, barring obviously the nuts and the bolts I'm going to take out. So once I take all them out, the crankcase side will come away. Give me a chance to clean it up, obviously, as it looks like shit, and get that time cert put in next time. So what I'll do is I'll undo all that, and we'll take this side off and we'll have a look inside and just see what state we're in. You know as much about this engine as I do, basically, guys, because it's not mine. It was my dad's. But anyway, so that's where we're at. So I will strip that top tip as well, whilst that's still on the end of there, because I nearly forgot about that. Get any kind of container you've got. That was perfect, wasn't it? Any kind of container you've got, and keep all your bits of stuff in it. Anything that's to do with the one thing that you're doing now, everything here is to do with this job, so keep it all together. So taken all of the nuts out, all stored there. Now it's time for the crankcase side to actually come off. When this comes off, there's going to be a little bit of oil that's still sitting in the bottom of there and that's surrounding other shit that's going to go everywhere, so you might as well leave your oil bottle there. So you can try and give it a tug. It ain't going to come, clearly, because it's been on there forever. So top tip again for this bit, put your spanner back on and initiate the clutch like that. The clutch plunger is pushing against all the clutches inside there, so when you do that, that breaks that seal, as you can see. We just managed to do, oh Christ, that were an old man sound, wasn't it? So there's the inside of the Lambretta engine.